After days adrift on the Atlantic, Juan Sarko and his crew of navigators spot a dark shape on the horizon. A small island appears, providing much needed refuge from their journey. They name it Porto Santo, meaning Holy Harbor. A year later, in 1419, Sarko and his crew sail further into uncharted waters. As they sail southwest, an even larger island slowly comes into view. Steep cliffs, humid rainforests, and deep valleys. This was Madeira. As settlers began cultivating the land, they quickly realized that Madeira's rugged terrain wouldn't make it easy. The island's north was lush and soaked with rain, but the south, where they built their farms, was dry. If they wanted to survive, they had to find a way to move water across the entire island. Their solution was the Levadas, narrow irrigation channels carved into the mountainsides. Over time, this network expanded, becoming essential to life on Madeira. Today, these channels stretch over 3,100 kilometers across an island that's just 55 kilometers long. The first Levadas, backed by wealthy Chinese investors, were not just about survival, they were built for profit. Water was channeled to grow sugarcane, a crop so valuable it became known as white gold. With its fertile volcanic soil and warm climate all year round, Madeira was the perfect place to grow it. By the end of the 15th century, the island had overtaken Cyprus as Europe's largest sugar exporter. But missing from the story of Madeira's success is a simple question: who built the Levadas? Some say it was agricultural workers, carving into rock with nothing but big axes and hammers. But historical records indicate that African and Canary Island slaves played a major role in constructing the earliest Levadas. Dangerous, back-breaking work that required them to be suspended by ropes as they chipped away at cliffsides, creating hundreds of miles of canals. Building the Levadas was not just physically demanding, it was deadly. Many lost their lives in the process, falling from cliffs or dying from exhaustion and disease. The conditions were extreme, even by the harsh standards of the time. By the mid-16th century, Madeira's sugar industry started to decline. Deforestation, exhausted soil, and competition from massive plantations in Brazil made it harder to keep up. Many of the remaining slaves were sold off to the growing colonies in the Americas, while those who stayed were absorbed into the local society. It wasn't until 1775 that slavery in Madeira officially came to an end. Madeira is said to be one of the first places to utilize slave labor in this manner, and the system of using enslaved people for sugar production became a blueprint for sugar mills in places such as Brazil and the Caribbean. Despite their significance, the darker history of the Levadas is rarely talked about in Madeira today. The pride in this engineering marvel often overshadows the suffering behind its creation. But looking at Madeira's thriving sugar trade of the past, it is impossible to ignore those who built its foundations at great personal cost. Today I'm here experiencing Madeira firsthand. I came here to explore the Levadas, understand their history, and see how they have shaped the island. But being here, it's clear that the past is still a part of these valleys. The Levadas aren't about survival or industry anymore. Today they are mostly hiking trails giving access to parts of the island that would otherwise be hard to reach. but they're still essential, supplying water to farms, local communities, and even hydroelectric power stations. The Levaderos, the men who maintained the Levadas, kept the water flowing. A few of them still do, hiking deep into the mountains to clear debris and repair the channels by hand. These waterways are more than just hiking trails. They shape Madeira's agriculture, economy, and way of life, leaving behind a history that still runs through this island today.